Truth is, I'm scared cause when I see you coming, all I wanna do is tell you that I love you. I know.
Hey, you guys. So, this is part two of the podcast that I started. It was about women, black women, making better choices than men. This was brought up by a person that is no longer on my timeline, actually. One of the Facebook friends that I had. When I get on there, it's kind of bitter, and it's disturbing how bitter men are. It's, have y'all noticed that? But anyway, so I did say that I kind of agree with what he has to say, and it's my honest opinion. I do believe that women need to learn how to make better decisions. Not saying that the ones that are listening are ones that aren't making better decisions, but I'm I want to talk about the ones that I feel like do. I'm even considered one of those because at the end of the day, there's a lot of manipulation that can happen when dealing with certain people, and it's important to make sure that you are using your discernment. It's there's a lot of different things that you have to learn or pay attention to when you are getting to know someone. And a lot of the times, the hookup culture, I think that's what they call it, where there's more people that are more focused on getting instant gratification, busting a nut, and calling it a day, or having someone to fill a void that they have, whether they're lonely, they're a little sad, or they need some company, instead of looking at relationships or their next partner as someone that they get to have a good friendship with. And as I get older, I recognize that that is something that I strive for. I would prefer to have, right? And it's only because I've wasted, I feel like I wasted enough time spending time and giving my energy to people that just weren't there mentally or emotionally. It's, I'm personally at a point where I'm opening up that door, right? And to see someone post something like black women need to make better choices because he's seen a picture of a woman on the curb crying. You never know why she's crying. Maybe she had a breakdown just from something that has nothing to do with a man. These niggas be forcing it, okay? But none of my business. I'm gonna go with what he said, okay? And we're gonna talk about the different things that I guess can be helpful if you're starting out on a rebirth journey of trying to find your person, right? Making better choices in friends and slowing down when you need to get to know people is the top thing that I feel like is most important. And that's going to come up a few times in this, okay? First of all, I want you to stop right here, okay? Look at who you are now. Don't focus on what it is that you went through in the past or how things panned out between you and another person or how things even yesterday panned out with someone that you was messaging or texting or whatever. It doesn't matter. Talking to, hooking up with. Look at who you are now. What did you learn from those situations with those people and those relationships? Notice you are capable of making the correct choices when the truth is present and time is given before you involve yourself in a physical connection with someone. Move forward with who you are today because the person you were yesterday no longer exists. Okay? So I want to let you know that the most important part of moving forward from a heartbreak or from some difficult shit that you dealt with in a relationship is to recognize the lesson that that person or that relationship or that situation was teaching you. What are you giving that isn't being given back? What, how are you behaving? And there, there's like, what things are you doing where you're not feeling like the person is an equal partner in this situation, right? And Most of the things, to me, I believe that you should take accountability for your part in that you played in any situation. And it doesn't mean that you have to beat yourself up. It just means that you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, I know why this happened. I'm the one that caused this, or I know why this happened because I didn't check all the boxes to make sure it was okay before I proceeded in this situation, right? And it's not something that you're supposed to do to beat yourself up or to punish yourself. We're not doing that, okay? This is why we're moving forward, detaching ourselves from the old self and moving forward into a new space, right? Okay, and then we have for 2, why we make bad choices in men, right? We have little to no examples of loyal, honest, and kind men. And we are taught to choose a man that can financially care for us, not emotionally, right? Money can be used as a disguise to hide these specific character flaws. So if you have a person that's love language is gift giving, and the only way that they can really show you love is to buy you something, like they don't know how to apologize when they've done wrong, but they buy you flowers, chocolates, and take you out on a date to apologize. That's fine, but there needs to be a conversation about what happened and making sure that this person knows how it made you feel, as well as making sure that they know that you are paying attention to their actions and making sure that their behaviors shift so that you guys can continue forward properly in the relationship for longer than a couple of weeks or until they feel like you aren't going to leave. Because they do that. They do that. Okay? Make sure you remember that. This ain't your first rodeo. Okay? And then we are not shown who they are until they think we are in love. And that is a very manipulative tactic. And this is why hookup culture is so damaging to a lot of women. It's why a lot of people end up in marriages and relationships and they don't really know who they're dealing with, because men know how to get what it is that they want out of a woman, and they have been taught for centuries how to do this like this, I guess. And it's not fair to us because, like I said, it's a manipulative tactic. It makes us believe that we're in a safe space when we're not. All I have to say about that is slow down. Take your time when and actually court. I know that court is a old school word, but you want me to say go steady, date them, and you're not actually dating until they take you on a date. Dating means that he takes you out somewhere and does something special and sweet and kind for you. It don't have to be no big old extravagant nothing. It can be a simple picnic date. It can be something that you will enjoy. He doesn't have to go in his pockets and pour out his savings to make sure that you're happy. If that man loves you, he will make sure that you're happy. Or if that man really cares about you or really wants to connect with you, he's going to do something kind and sweet. Going on a date is effort, and they have to do the planning for it, right? This is how your partner is supposed to learn you, through dates, through the different things that they find makes you happy, makes you smile. The purpose of a partner is to have someone to have a good companionship, friendship with. It's not just about sex. It's not just about someone being able to help you pay your bills. It's not just to say that you got a man or to say that you got a husband. It gets a little bit deeper, and when you jump into things without paying close attention to what is actually happening, because a person would tell on themselves way much sooner than you think. But you need to be very attentive, right? Be very observant. Pay attention to what it is that they do. Like, for example, if you find that they make like jokes about somebody and the jokes seem to be like hurtful things to say. Just imagine this person, instead of like being trying to be funny and still understand that they need to be kind, they choose to hit below the belt. If that's something that you see, then what makes you think that you are going to be exempt from that, right? You don't want somebody that treats people they call friend or family like shit, right? Even if it's joking. Joking, people like to really use joking as an excuse to be a bad person, to be mean, to be unkind. It's really fucking weird. Okay, but slow down. And if they are patient, that will be a green light, a good green light, a green flag. Okay. The next is, how do you navigate choosing a partner in today's world? Child, when I tell you I spent time on figuring this out, look at yourself. How would you behave? What exactly are you looking for in your partner? That's how you need to navigate to begin with. Start off with, what do you want? What do you want to see for you? What do you want that person to do for you? And I'm not saying that your partner is your peasant, or your partner is like some sort of person that gives and gives. You have to give back. But what do you feel like you need? And this is important. Okay. One of the things that I have been thinking about when it comes to that is knowing my own personality, knowing who I am, and knowing that I'm someone that likes specific things. Like, I like for them to plan things and take me out and do sweet things with me. I like for them to, one of my things that I would need is for my partner to be willing and helpful to help with the house, like cleaning up and taking care of things. That's one thing. It's not a mandatory, well, it is a mandatory thing because I need that. We need to take care of home. Okay, I'm not finna be slaving at work and then coming home and slaving at home. Okay, but another thing is, like, I know that I like to cuddle. I'm a little clingy, and I would need somebody that is okay with that actually enjoys that themselves, so we can be clingy together. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking for a guy that only wants a booty call, or only wants to have access to me when he wants it. I want my man to want me. I want him to want to be around me. I want him to get on my last good nerve. I want him to irritate me to the point where I'm like, okay, babe, I need a break. Give me a second. I'm finna go get me a coffee. I'm finna go get me something. No, stay home. No, I don't think I wanted that deep. But at the end of the day, you have to know your own personality to know what your partner, what qualities you should be looking for in your partner, right? Another one, what qualities do they have that show you they are mature? That is very important. Emotionally available, trustworthy, and kind. Things of that nature. What qualities, what things are they showing you before you allow them to get close with you? You want to see how they act with people that serve them. Meaning, if you go out to the restaurant and your person is not kind to the waiter, that's a red flag. Okay? And if they don't have a good, decent relationship with their mom, that can be a red flag. But a lot of people don't have good relationships with their parents, and we can't blame people for not having good relationships with their parents. But one of the things that we got to pay attention to is to make sure that they are healed from those different scars or wounds that those people could have created. If they're still dealing with wounds, we want to avoid. Okay? Because it's not your job to fix them. It's your job to enjoy them, and their job to enjoy you. You guys are supposed to be having a pleasant life, not one that is full of this man being angry at you because he's angry at his mama still. Okay? for leaving them or choosing to make Mr. Walters fucking steak meal and told you to go eat some goddamn noodles. I'm just saying. I'm minding my business. Okay. But in situations like that, that's how you can see who a person really is at their core with how they really treat somebody. If they spill something, are they expecting for you to clean it up? Even if you offer it, what are they gonna do? They're supposed to do it themselves. They're not so you guys are supposed to serve each other, but not in a way where one person is taking on all the serving and the other person is just receiving. It's supposed to be an even give and take. Okay. Then we have take your time. Not every man that approaches you deserves to be in your energy. Okay. That's important. I met someone a few years ago at a Juneteenth fair that I was a vendor at, and I started doing her reading, right? And we were outside. Some kids got into a fight, and it made us all just start packing up. It was already the end of the thing anyway, and everybody just started packing up, right? So I started to pick up on some of her energy, and so I was like, you know what, let's just take this back to my office. We can schedule an appointment. So many things were happening to stop me from doing this reading, and it was because it needed to be delayed so that I can pick up certain things. And so when I got there, I did her reading, and these images that I recently received before going there started popping up, and I started telling her about it, and she was like, "Yep, that's me." And so anyway, she admitted that she was someone that really enjoyed when men would holler at her, right? Like she liked the whole "Hey girl," ooh, all the little the compliments that are technically insults, that type of stuff, right? When you at the gas station and they hollering at you from the thing where you get the gas while you walking in, and look, she liked that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she was married, and she was also cheating. So I didn't tell her husband because he got a reading too. But that's a deep story. But you have to know if your person, one, is done with that type of lifestyle, if they're done being impressed by nobodies, right? I don't know any other way to explain it. If your person is still entertaining nobodies, if they're still clicking like on people's pictures and stuff like that, then they're not necessarily ready to be in your space, in your energy. Okay? Not every man you initially like is going to be someone you continue to like after a while. So let's say in the beginning you really like this person because he's really, really, really doing the thing. Like he's really putting all this energy into making you like him, right? And you're impressed, you think it's cute, but then 3 to 6 months down the line, he's not doing this stuff anymore, right? He's not striving to do things to see you smile. He's not trying to be a companion the way that you need it. Like all those things that he gave you in the beginning to get you, he's not doing to keep you. They do this to us all the time. When they see that we done had a kid and we are no longer putting them before or first as the top priority in our life to get this special attention because now we have their kid, and they start acting crazy and they start acting out because they are jealous of the baby. Some people do this, okay? That is an example. But another thing is that person probably never really was naturally that way. I do want to say first, though, that you should check in with your person to make sure that everything's okay. If you realize that they're off a little bit, check and see what's going on with them before you assume that they don't like you no more. I'm sorry, that wasn't funny. But yeah, check in with them first. But if they are, and give them time to like talk to you about certain things. But if they go for an extended amount of time and they're just not, it just doesn't seem like they want to have the romance in the relationship anymore, then that could be a good reason to have a good conversation. And I'm not saying that you should run and leave a relationship just because your person isn't laying it on thick anymore. Not saying they can always still be romantic in their own little way. Probably switch it up because they get tired of it or they think that you're bored of it. But make sure that you're doing your due diligence and making sure that your person's okay and checking in with them. But also paying attention to any changes that may come up. And you want to make sure that you are not. This is difficult because if you want to form a relationship or a friendship with somebody, you have to give what you have to give, right? You have to give your heart in order to know if that person's the right person for you or if you guys are compatible, right? Look, one thing that I used to hear all the time is you don't want to deal with somebody that you love more than they love you. And that's true because they would take advantage of you. So, for whatever reason that's coming up, be careful. And then the last one is, do you even like the nigga? Why? Check yourself. Make sure that you like them. And why do you like them? We can insert the 5 whys. You sit back with yourself when you have time and you realize that you're starting to like somebody or you're getting close. And ask yourself, do you like them? Right? And then ask yourself why. Or if somebody's really up your ass and trying to get you to go out on a date with them or be with them or something like that, make sure that you like them. Ask yourself why. And you should have good core reasons why. Deep reasons why. Not because he has money or because he knows how to dress. That could be one too, because that can be a turn on. But because if you know a man that takes his time to get dressed, to smell good, to look good, to take me somewhere, to look good just because he know I'm going to be there, honey, that's the first way you can impress me, is putting on something cute. It ain't even got to be expensive. It don't. It really don't. And then to smell good. You trying to make me have core memories about your ass. That's what you're doing. But anyway, you want to ask yourself, why do you like him? And then after you give an answer for the why, the first why, right? Then ask another one and get up to 5. And then if you can really get all the way up to 5, then that means it's the green flag relationship. It's a green flag for you, right? It's just really important that we take our time and get to know people on a deeper level. If you spend time with the girlies, getting to know them and really catching their vibe and really paying close attention to them and with their attitudes and the way they handle things and stuff like that, do that with the men that come into your life. They do not get a pass when it comes to this at all. They never should. Just because they come in and try to woo you out of your drawers, okay, doesn't mean that they should get your drawers, ma'am. Okay? And because that's what they are taught to do. They would rather get what they want than to work for what they want. Anybody will want to do that, right? And if their mind is solely focused on getting their dick wet, then what is the purpose of getting to know you when the only thing that they want is sex, right? Recognize the type of people. And I also want to say this. Don't let your friends that you know don't know how to hold good relationships or haven't had good relationships or don't know how to conduct themselves in a relationship, shit barely know how to conduct themselves, period, in general, don't let them hoes set you up. Mm. You need to be vetting your friends too, sis. I'm just saying. All right, so I hope that this helped. I definitely agree with the fact that we need to start making better choices, but we also need more women to talk to us and have conversations that are difficult. People that love us, we need to start listening to them when they tell us that this man don't seem like he's the right man for us. That's important too. When you know there's someone that knows you deeply is telling you that they don't like a person, don't think that it's because they are jealous. Don't think that it's because they are seeing you with somebody else and spending time with them and that's taking away from them. That can be the case sometimes, okay? But when you know, like, let's say it's your mama or your favorite cousin or your best friend, right? Somebody that sees the polar opposite and don't necessarily see a connection, that's the difference. When somebody can call you out on your shit, listen to them. And you know that they can call you out on your shit because they know you and you know them. So listen to those people that are telling you that certain things don't really add up and they don't understand why you are dealing with this person and with their energy because it just doesn't match you, you know? Listen to those people that love you when they tell you that something don't seem right with the person that you're giving your time to. I've had to go an hour away to help a friend that did not give a damn about what I said about their person, and that person did some grimy shit to her, and she was stuck trying to find a way out of the relationship for a while after she said she was done. He would not stop. Okay? And we don't want to deal with those situations. So if someone is trying to warn you early on to run, to say, I'm done here, to block him before he knows your address, before he knows your work schedule, before he knows where you go to work, before y'all get deep. Because your friends and family will definitely check that before it gets too deep to protect you. Understand when there is help coming in to help you open your eyes and use your discernment. Stop saying that people are jealous when they tell you that this dude don't seem right, because that sounds stupid. You have friends around you that are jealous of you, something wrong with you. You need to fix that. Okay? But I hope that this helped. Yeah. Check out my podcast if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're on podcast, check this out on YouTube. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.